So I showed my son this YouTube video of Shaq Diesel's best all-time dunks. I was just trying to teach him about how amazing that Shaq was. That was a bit of a mistake. He used to have this really nice mini hoop. It was plexiglass with a breakaway rim. After watching the video, he just started dunking on the thing like way too aggressively. What ended up happening, he started bending the metal tabs on the back of the hoop that hung it on the door, and then it just destroyed this whole upper part of the jam. Ultimately, he broke the backboard. It was inevitable that that was going to happen. That being said, I have to fix this door jam, and because I do what I do with the YouTube videos and the way that my mind works, why not turn this 30-minute job into a multi-day extravaganza? So stick around to the end of the video to see if I actually get this thing repaired. Before we start the repair, I want to test out the 4 most popular, viable products that are going to be able to fill this and get a great result. So when it came to the first product here, the Durham's water putty, I had heard about this on the internet. A lot of people swore by it. Now, you have to mix it up. It comes in a powder form. It's 4 parts powder to 1 part water. I just mixed it up in a little spare Dairy Queen cup with a stick, and it mixes up pretty easily. I tried to mix it up a little thicker, but it maybe was a little runnier than I would have liked. I took my putty knife and I tried to mound it up to see if I could get away with 1 coat. All in all, it was a pretty easy product to work with. So I let that dry overnight. It really did get rock hard. You couldn't even really dent it with your nail. I hit it with the orbital sander. It definitely didn't shrink inside of the hole, which was good, but there was a bunch of little craters on the surface. So I hit that with 1 more coat. The next product that I tested out was the Zinsser Ready Patch. When you pop this stuff open, it's all mixed up and it's a beautiful consistency. It's peanut buttery, it's velvety. I had very high hopes. I applied it into the hole with my 2-inch putty knife. I mounded it up so that I was hoping for a 1 coat application. I let it dry overnight and it was still fairly soft. It was a pretty deep hole that I was filling. I hit it with the orbital sander and you could see that it had definitely shrunk down and it was kind of dipping below the surface of the hole. So I hit that with another coat. Next product here that I was testing out is the Elmer's wood filler. This is something you can buy from the Home Depot. I've been using this forever. You can fill nail holes. It's very handy in the squeeze tube because it doesn't dry out like a tub. And yeah, I hit this with 1 heavy coat, mounded it up. It dried with a giant crack. I sanded it down, put another coat on. Now when it came to the last filler that I was trying, the 2-part epoxy, this stuff was a little runny. I mixed it up on a board and tried to apply it into the hole with a putty knife. It was hard to get it to mound up. Ultimately, I couldn't quite get it level with the top edge and there was a bit of a dip. I let it dry. This stuff dried really quick and it's rock hard, which is pretty nice. The next day, sanded it up and you could definitely see a dip. I hit it with a 2nd coat. So now the sample board has 2 coats of each of the fillers. I'm going to sand it down, hit it with 2 coats of Bin Zinsser shellac-based primer. We'll reconvene here, we'll come up with a winner, and then we'll get to the repair. So the results are in, the tribe has spoken. After you check out this primed piece, if you look at it in the sunshine, it's pretty clear that the epoxy and the Ready Patch are not good at all. Between the other 2, it gets a little closer. I would have to give the slight edge in terms of appearance to the wood filler. I'm really impressed with the Durham's water putty though. It is very, very close to the wood filler. So this is what we need for the repair. I've got some wood glue, 2 putty knives, the wood filler, some sandpaper, and a wet paper towel. What we're going to do here is we're going to scrape off any of the loose bits. We'll give this a little sand up just to remove any kind of the loose pieces. Then we're going to take a little tiny bit of wood glue. We'll put some on my finger and I'll just rub it into the wood fibers here. I'm going to bulk it up, get enough filler on there with the 2-inch knife. Then I'm going to take the wet paper towel, moisten up both of the knives, get them together, make a little 90-degree corner like this, and then just slide them along this way. Then we'll turn around, come this way. Try to get a really nice 90-degree. It's going to take at least 2 coats, so let's see how that goes. The repair is done, it's been filled, it's primed, it's ready for paint. If I had to do it again, I would probably abandon the 2 putty knife concept. I'd probably just try to build a little wood form across the front with some plastic tape that the filler is not going to stick to, and try to build up this edge a little quicker. This took about 17 more coats of wood filler than I would have liked, but it turned out pretty good. I'd say it's about a 9 out of 10. It's not perfect. The little edge, there's a couple little pieces on the edge, but yeah, at some point you got to move on with your life. And if you have any fillers that you've worked with in the past that you think might have worked better for this project, please let me know in the comments. I always like to learn new things. And hey, if you want to see my best tips on how to paint a door, check this video out right over here. This is the nicest part of the whole house right here. Everything else is damaged. Let's crank this volume up to 11 and just get the jam pumping. Let's put some gas on this fire. Let the good times roll. Oh my God,